All right, it's still good morning, Anambra, and like we said earlier here, we are still basking in the euphoria of our 3 years anniversary of Governor Soludo as the governor of Anambra State. And today, we've been joined by the Honorable Commissioner for Culture, Entertainment, and Tourism in the person of Mr. Don Onyenje, to talk about Soludo's 3 years of impactful leadership. And today is the part 2 that we're bringing. IJ.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Ajuluchukwu Okabwe, and then we have a lot we want to be talking about the landmark strides and achievements, like some never been witnessed before, that we are witnessing under the administration of Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo.
All right, now we move to the Commissioner for Culture. It's good to see you, sir. It looks so good. Still basking in the euphoria of the celebration.
Yeah. Celebration calls for cheerfulness, happiness, excitement, because you are celebrating success. Success in every aspect of it.
All right, now, as the Commissioner working under this working governor, what's your assessment of this administration these 3 years?
Well, it has been a work journey, and it's not been easy, but it has been very, very successful. Giant strides here and there. A man who has a vast vision, dream for the people. And it cuts across every sector. There's no one sector left behind. Not one. Some will say they are building only roads, some health, education, but he's taking, in fact, it's both horizontal and vertical. And every aspect of it, right from the root of it, he believes, and he said it, that for us to make Anambra State a Taiwan, Dubai city, a mega city where people will come and invest, relax, enjoy, work. What it means is that we must start from the basics, because everything was suffering. Every aspect was suffering before this government came. Is it security? 8 local governments were under siege when we came in. Of course, you remember the issue of non-government, blah, 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 and all of that. And today, you can see how quiet the town is. Is it about education? Is it about roads? You cannot develop tourism, develop the cities without good network of roads, functional roads. Is it education? Is it health? Is it poverty alleviation? So as we move on, there are so many things this administration has been doing and have done within just 3 years. Things an administration couldn't have done, even in 8 years. That's why everybody is happy. Everybody knows we are all busy. 21 local governments, not one will say there's no good road passing through it. Is it about others? So if you say general assessment, this is what I'm doing now.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
as we,
Doing your general assessment, there's 2 pockets of
will I say grievances, and will I say people are not still being satisfied with the issue of touting and multi-taxation when you go to parks, when you go to some marketplaces, and people say they get taxed multiple times for even doing business as little as less than 20 to 50,000 naira. And Soludo is counting strides in that area, but in the one that affects the common man, people are still groaning under multiple taxation. What do you think the governor needs to do in order to address this issue of touting and multiple taxation that is still prevalent on our streets?
if you flash back to 2022, when this government came in, you realize that touting took over the entire land space, including Onitsha, everywhere. More taxation, the same. Today, everywhere is neater, cleaner, experiencing more discipline. More taxation is not like it used to be. Even the poor. This governor said anybody doing business that is less than 100,000 naira is free of tax. the barrow pushers, those who are, selling things along the streets and all of. Nobody is paying any kobo. And government said, if you are being forced to pay, report back. And you remember that the presence of touts, especially in Onitsha, have been dealt with. So when we say touting, Onitsha and the environs, and because Onitsha appears to be the headquarters of touting anyway. But today, if you drop a thing in Onitsha, people are testifying, you can pick it up. Because the Akodo thing has come. That's the law of the courts and the law of the streets. And people will rather someone say, highest, they will take me to court and so what, or I'll see the police, Some would say, juvenile court after and then when adjournment. So you see that Onitsha, particularly is cleaner today. Go to Opiweka. Go to Onitsha environment, even with clean roads today. So even in main market and elsewhere, Chanja, touting has virtually been removed 70%. Why I say 70%? Modestly, is that you can never wipe out criminality in every society. In any society, you cannot.
Because the people that are
At
doing this,
least
perpetrating the
it's
touting.
been removed to the barest minimum.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as the
point.
Commissioner for Culture, Entertainment and Tourism, please, I would like you to let us know how it's been these 3 years with you manning the affairs of that ministry.
Tourism is number 2 in terms of promoting investments and all of that, because you need to know the environment you're taking your wealth, your money into to invest. Again, tourism attracts a lot of population, grows the economy everywhere around the world. Countries like Dubai, even Saudi Arabia is enjoying it. Those who are attending pilgrimages here and there, even Kigali, even in Africa, Kenya, South Africa, and all of that, those countries and others are enjoying a lot in tourism. Mr. Governor understands this perfectly because he's been a global personality. He knows and he's seen a lot. So tourism has been in the forefront of his agenda. And today you can see it's not about talking, it's about seeing that a lot has been done in tourism development. The foremost for now is the Solution Fund City, which sits on a 12-hectare land, and of course, houses facilities that have never been seen in terms of interfacing of so many attractions and interesting leisure facilities. You have here the country club. The country club, of course, is where men and ladies meet to discuss politics, to discuss economy, to discuss the society, the progress of the city and the nation. And there you have the country club. There's the cinema in the place too, where you have the family fun center. Families don't even see anywhere to go, especially in Anambra State. Children are suffocating, even men are suffocating. This lop and die thing is because people don't see where to go and take some breath of fresh air. So at the country club, you have it for the men, the ladies, and then the children's fun center is there. And then the cinema is there for your leisure, watching good films and all of that. And then there is the amusement park, where you have the Ferris wheel, 38 feet, about the highest, beyond Nigeria. And then so many others, the pirate ship and others, many of them. And then the water parks, the swimming pools and all of that. So many of them.
All right, with the new Anambra security law, there's something under your ministry about, hotels, taking down notes of people that lodge in their hotels and all whatnot. I don't know, how far have they complied with that directive under Soludo's watch these 3 years?
Yes, the hotel owners and, of course, extending it to leisure center owners, because it's not just the hotels. You have the inns, you have the guest houses and all of that, where criminals find space to either enjoy what they have looted, gotten, or where they plan for the next action. So the hotel owners have been complying. Of course, we've seen that those who don't comply, and anybody found guilty, any building proved to be a place where these criminals hatch their arrangements that are brought down, or watch some of them. So our investors in the hospitality industry have been complying. I had a meeting 2 weeks ago with all of them in the state. It was a compulsory meeting, and they were all in attendance. And we brought out the laws, showed them. So that those who don't know, this government is government for the people. We don't wait for people to commit crime before you arrest them. You tell them this is wrong, and then if they cross the bar, so that is, in fact, they were very happy, that, government has reeled down some of this. Because one hoteler told me that he couldn't sleep in his hotel for about 4 months. You own a hotel, and because of the kind of guys that come to your hotel, collect the money, they drink and do something, yet you are afraid to sleep in your own facility. Meaning that he's suspicious of those people. Okay? But when this sanitization came in, he heaved a sigh of relief. Wow, Mr. Commissioner, do you know I was able to sleep up till 1 week now in my hotel comfortably? So some of them who are also investors are also victims of kidnapping. Because as people move in, they watch those who come in and go and follow them and trail them. So if there is insecurity in town, it is insecurity of everybody, including the rich. Because if you have security, those who are paying for police, even soldiers and escorts and all of that will reduce. I mean, in developed societies, when these big guys, top flight public officers are moving around, you will see them, you will know that it's them. But in Nigeria, one person will carry all the, and yet, there is fear among them. They virtually go to their villages. But today, in Anambra State, everybody is doing well. The city is calm, the state is calm. You know what I mean? This is because the governor, he will say you need to think through everything you want to do in order to get it right. He's not been thwarted in all the, strategic approaches to solving problems of the state. So the hotel industry, the hospitality industry is cleaner today. The manifests of who goes into the hotel, who goes out. If you go in there, they'll ask me for your ID. It's also being digitized because we said we must digitize the manifest. So when you enter a hotel, they take your ID, you pay and all of that. It is documented. And you pay. And when you pay with your phone, either by transfer or by ATM, of course, you can run. That is the way to go.
Thank you so much for your submission. According to the Bureau of Statistics, Anambra State is ranked among the very top when it has to do with poverty, reduction in the country. And the rate is even staying at 15.2%. That is really, really good. And the other aspect of it is the education aspect. We are ranked 87.3%. That's talking about Nigeria when it has to do with literacy level. So we are topmost in the charts. But now when it trickle down to development and then the human capital development, we are not doing badly. But talking about the public sector now, this is where I think Mr. Don Oyenji will probably put this into the governor's plans for what to do, the civil service. The civil service is crying and needs urgent intervention in the area of housing because Oka, where the state capital is, accommodation for civil servants is no longer attainable with what civil servants go home with salary. In other states, we have housing units being provided for civil servants. Is the governor having any plans of alleviating the suffering of civil servants to start with, so that landlords out there wouldn't see us as a means of making quick money, believing that, okay, federal government has increased salary, which hasn't reflected in totality to what the federal government has said. Is there any plans to alleviate the suffering of the civil service by creating that housing units for civil servants?
Well, thank you very much. I wouldn't say I am not the commissioner for housing. The fact is that we are running the same government, and this government started with welfare, making people save their money, and then, of course, the minimum wage is done. I mean, we are one of the first states to pay minimum wage, and not just minimum wage, pay even more than other states, you know. So the point here is the issue of housing is national, and it is serious. And if you check the cost of materials and all of that, it is really staring us in the face. But again, this government, most likely in this, because we went to Isiago at a point to talk about 5,000 housing units. So the technicalities that come with all of this is very, very critical. I think it's a multifaceted thing, because these days, not even one government is doing anything in housing. I'm sure, because I listen to most governments of the Federation. But the challenge is the fact that housing is very, very important. That is number one. Two, it's something you can work with, even in the US and elsewhere. The mortgage institutions are part of it. If you want to own a house, 20 years in service, 30 years in service, you own one and continues to pay. We tried it in this state before, it couldn't work. In this country, it couldn't work using the Federal Mortgage Bank then, and a lot of attempts. But I'm sure that by the second tenure, we'll be realizing this. What the government has done now is to push into this. And then, challenges, many estates are being built now, and the government is part of that. So
those estates being built are not even affordable for the ordinary Nigerians. You understand? The civil servant. This is the workforce of the government, and if you don't have a place where you can comfortably put your head, and then your children already are enjoying the free benefit of education, the healthcare is there, but you need the house, the roof over your head, in order to, put all these benefits to a conclusion.
I agree. You know, if you want to fight poverty, housing is part of it.
Exactly.
Now, here is a situation where, one, you have offered the poor free education.
Yes.
Okay?
Commendable.
Nursery, primary, secondary, free education. You have offered the poor free medicals, antenatal, go to anywhere, get delivered, prenatal, and then even if the lady delivered through cesarean, you walk home. Now, school infrastructure, there, you're not paying a dime. No parent is paying any dime, not kobo, in all the schools, primary and secondary schools in the state. The same people down to home and family have been given economic empowerment through the distribution of palm seedlings, coconut seedlings, and vintage organic fruits like okwa and ugolo. All of them are coming again in millions. So you find out that the way you fight poverty, and then you're bringing roads. Remember that this government has done a lot of, in fact, over 700 kilometers of roads are being done, and then 400 and something delivered. Now, that is poverty alleviation. The man in Obofemili, who has been a farmer all his life and never got out of the place, today, within 18 minutes, he gets out from the hinterland. Those who are also in Ayamelum area, in Anam area, where the local government quarters have never been gotten to through vehicle, road, and all of that. Today, it is there for everybody. So, Obaru area, the same. So you find out that there are so many ways to fight poverty. So many ways. And now, even these estates are coming up because people are now have found Anambra State to be investment friendly. Of course, like we were saying then, Anambra ranks number 1 in ease of doing business. in the southern part of Nigeria.
Yeah.
So that is also, if investments come, they give a lot of employment. This is a government also which has given employment for over for 8,115 teachers, qualified teachers. 8,115. That is poverty alleviation. That is also, you see, so there are so many ways to approach this.
All right,
yes.
Mr. Commissioner, you know, this celebration actually began on Sunday with that great church service held at St. Patrick's, Oka. Then yesterday it continued at the International Conference Center, Convention Center. Then today again, a lot of activities are still piled up for the celebration. And so many great men in Nigeria have been pouring encomium on this governor, you know, on what he's doing. And we are in the Anambra, and we live in Anambra State. We are seeing some of these things that are going on at the same time. We cannot deny the fact that there are some challenges that face governors. I don't know whether this particular governor, Soludo, does not face such challenges. And what do you think actually are the things that has helped him so far to achieve all he's been able to achieve these 3 years?
Thank you. You know, Governor Charles Soludo CFR is a global person. He has been a global consultant, consulting for United Nations and its agencies, countries, and so many of them. He became the chief economic advisor to a president in this country, President Obasanjo, who still ranks as one of the best presidents this country ever had. Obasanjo, I mean. Okay? And then he was the de facto minister of economic planning. And then from there, he was found worthy to go to the central bank as the central bank governor. There he consolidated the banking industry that today people sleep with their eyes closed. If you recall those days, banks, money is lost here and there, crashes in banks and all of that. He consolidated them and insisted that they will have 25 billion naira then. That time billion was something. The banks were crying. Even the main players in the industry were not comfortable. But by the time he finished, the banks became solidly, you know, standing in all their ramifications. Now, this is the same man that now decided to come down to help his people. That is why he is not disposed to borrowing. Other governors, many governors have been borrowing here and there. But even as House of Assembly has approved 100 billion for him, he left it there. How is he making this money? Prudence. Prudence. And then creativity. Fiscal creativity. You wouldn't know, in fact, it's baffling everybody how Governor Soludo is paying. And no contractor is being owed. If you finish your job and generate certificate, you're paid. So he's not owing anybody. And now, all of these facilities, free education, health, other roads and all of that. So the man is an enigma. Soludo is an institution.
Well, thank you for that submission. More like you're telling us that for every other state governor, if you're citizens of different states in Nigeria, probably you need to start putting your governors to accountability, because what Soludo is doing definitely can be replicated in your own state. Well, we'll take a pause now. When we come back, we'll definitely continue from where the discussion is ongoing. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Enactment of some of the anti-squad security, which has helped a lot to stop, some of all these snatching, stealing, and so many other things happening in some business areas, like in Oka, like precisely in Ifiti side. Before Governor Soludo's administration, there used to be so many touts and so many courties and all these robbers disturbing business area. But ever since his office, there were so many body that he employed, so many anti-squad, anti-tout, and all these anti-courts. Since then, all those people, they have not become around. Even if they come and go. They don't come and operate again.
I can see the handwork of our Ibu governor, Professor Soludo. He has done so well. Yes, we can see the road network is good, security of life and property, very important, and the alleviation of poverty in the state. I commend him so well to keep it up.
For some time now, I've been noticing the ongoing water project. So the water board at land is like it has started working again, and I can see some water projects, some places around the town. You understand? So that's one thing I've seen that has not been in Anambra State for many years now. And secondly, the ongoing bridge that joins Ifite to Ifite Road. You understand? That I think is going to make it very easy for transporters to locate the Ekoka market. So, and also I think for some days I've been around that Nibo towards Aguata area. And I didn't know, even up to yesterday, I went to work office. I found out that road has been dualized. And it's been long ago I was there. So actually, when the vehicle stopped me there, I couldn't find my way again. Because of the so much drastic, so much change that I saw, positive change that's around it.
Youth empowerment is one of the most important aspects of civilization. This one, youth scale programs have reduced crime in the state. The youths are now eager to fix themselves somewhere, unlike roaming around the state before now. Secondly, the area of this ritual kidnapping, all this traditional rulers, this native doctors and whatever, have helped. It's a very good policy. You can now see, we now know who is who. You see, so I can't talk of infrastructure, road construction. So now the impact is everywhere. The 3 years of Soludo is very, very well. I tip him for second tenure.
All right, you're welcome back to the live studios of Good Morning Anambra show. We still have the Honorable Commissioner for Culture and Tourism in the studio, Don Onyenji. Now, we've felt the pulse of the masses. I don't know, you saw the people speak for themselves. Just like I said before that, we are in the Anambra, living in an Anambra, and we are seeing what is going on. The same way these people are testifying of what actually is going on in the state. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. You know, it is difficult to market a bad product, but it is wonderful marketing a good product. Afia malumane longwe. And in this government, unlike a few governments maybe here and there, if you are talking for government like I'm seated here, I will be faced with the challenge of trying to create things, you know, say this and that are not in existence. But the issue, the case of Anambra is that the press, the media team is being accused of under-promoting, under-reporting government achievements. The reason is that even the media team and the entire press in the country are being overwhelmed by what to report. Because there are so many things. Okay, let's talk about water. You know, the last time people saw public water supply, not just in Anambra State, but in many states. Today, public water supply have been made to be available in Oka. If it's an angle with this tank and all of that, if you go to the former, now still the headquarters of the Water Corporation, there's a new building there. There's a new functional building there with operational staff. So if you talk down across commissioner's quarters, the other side of it, water is running and now being replicated, you know, reticulated down. If you also move to Onitsha, the same thing in Onitsha. Then the Oboko is a different thing because it's a package in itself we are going to discuss. Because, you know, we're moving to Oboko today. You remember the second day of Mr. Governor on the seat? He visited Oboko because he told the people that Oboko, for what he saw during campaign in Oboko, he has to visit Oboko first before every other thing. Oboko, one of the greatest slums ever globally, has today been turned into New Heaven. That's what it's called now. So in Oboko, You have the about 15 kilometers of roads tagged. You have water running now. This public water supply running in Ogboko. You have street lights in Ogboko. Ogboko has a general hospital. So many things. Now, if you go to Nnewi, the same thing. If you go to Obizi, the same thing. So efforts are being made to even do more. Just the water. Now, we may not recognize the fact that government has changed the street lighting that have been guzzling, gas and fuel over the years. We've turned them into solar-powered street lights. And this is being also circulated here and there, Oka, Onitsha, Nnewi, Ekulobia. Now, people may not notice that, but it's happening. So nobody is running the gensets and all of that again too, So there are so many things this government, is it in health? We talked about it. Apart from the 5 general hospitals, all the PHCs are being reorganized and made to be befitting. That is the public health centers, private health centers, belonging to all the communities. So the health centers are being worked on, and then you have referral doctors, so that if you get to any health center and you have problems, there's a doctor somewhere to be called, and it happens. So, and the telemedicine is part of it. So, where would we touch?
Well, let's touch your area, which is still the entertainment, tourism.
Okay.
Somehow, I want to know what necessitated this Fund City structure that is coming up, and even making it to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, in sub-Saharan Africa. What gave birth to that? Are we seeing it from the fact that we want to mirror what happens in Dubai, or we just need a recreation for Anambra State, since we've been lacking such over a period of time?
I think we take it from the letter. There's no leisure park in Anambra State.
Okay.
A befitting one, none. And so our people are bottled up here we are, and then nothing is going on. Now today, government found it necessary to provide where people can come, relax, congregate, take their children to. So that at the end of the day, wow, as you can see, this is the Solution Fund City, and it has 5,000 capacity. So at any point in time, 5,000 people can comfortably be housed there. You are either doing your lawn tennis, or you're in-house in the Family Fun Center, watching digital displays on the walls, children, reality stuff, And then moving there, you see some other green parks where children can also enjoy the elephant, they can climb on it or take pictures and all. All the walls are telling stories about our cultural heritage and our heroes. You see, not just Ikemba Ojukwu, but the main chief of the Megbo Ojukwu, the first billionaire in Nigeria, who also provided the
Her Majesty.
Yes, for Her Majesty. And then you can see Kenedike and Zik of Africa and all of that.
So it's more like a tourism and historical, you understand, coming together there.
Exactly. You will see 5-a-side football there too.
Okay.
And then if you get to the amusement park proper, even the drop tower is there, the Ferris wheel is there, a lot of them.
When are we expecting this package to be open to the public?
In weeks, maybe 1 or 2 weeks.
Wow.
Maybe 1 or 2 weeks. And then it has the greenest place. Then we didn't talk about the new government house and lodge.
Okay.
The biggest to be owned by any state in Nigeria. Okay? That one is a city in itself. It's a village in itself. There's nothing you want to find in a government house and lodge you can't find there, including the presidential lodge.
Wow.
Yes, nothing. The greenest ever anywhere. So coming in there is something else. And we'll talk about the 8th lane to the place, to the government house and lodge, right from Ekweme Square. The Ekweme Square, if you get into the place today, is no more the same as it used to be. So Ekweme Square is turning to something different. And then recently, a consultancy firm is working on 5 sites, tourism sites in the state. They've started, brought in professionals to choreograph the entire place and give us the business cases for the city park, which is going to be one of the biggest, largest city parks, greenest ever known, at least in Nigeria. You know what I'm talking about? City where you can have the zoo, for people who are coming for picnics and all of that. And a kind of an attendant place. Then you have the Owere Zukala, you have the Obunike Cave, you have the Agro Lake, you have Anam Beach.
They're all being reformed.
They are being now packaged. They will give us, so that investors, when they see the papers clear, wow, I think I'm interested in this. And we discuss to sign the MOU. You make your investment. So at the end of the day, Anambra is going to be the destination point.
All right.
Of travelers and tourists.
As our time is fast spent and we'll leave any time. Now, the euphoria is so much, a lot of accolades coming for the governor, and we could see that a lot has been put in place. We're so happy about what is happening in Anambra State, and we hope for more, because we can't stop being Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
After all, we're still living, we are humans. But now, the governor is, most supporters are, keen for his second term. And we know in this part of the world that most times when most people are given second chance, it's like they fall back, or they don't really, the energy or the zeal with which they did what they did in their first term seems to die down. Do you think that when given a second chance to be the governor of Anambra State, that is going to consolidate and equally do more for Anambra State, so that they will not regret ever allowing that to happen?
This governor is not like those other governors or politicians, the way we are looking at things. Professor Soludo is not just a politician, he's a statesman. And when politicians are working, they're working thinking about the next election. He's thinking about the next generation. It's not about whatever he sets to do, he continues to. And if you see what he has been doing, other politicians will flag off everywhere. He is not doing that, he is working. This is one governor in this country that has taken federal highways and working on them, dualizing from Amobia through Agolo, through Nanka, Ekulobia flyover. If you get to Ekulobia now, it's a different city altogether, and Ekulobia is going to house not just the superb flyover. There are some of these infrastructure that go with it. There's the Ekulobia Township Stadium. There's a water fountain there. There's a transport hub where buses terminal. Ekulobia is also the General Hospital Ekulobia. So you find out that environment is taken care of, and yet the flyover with the dual carriageway moves on to Oga.
All right.
The same goes from Agolo to through Nobi, to Newi, to Azobolo, to Okija. So many things, so many work. So be assured that when Professor Soludo gets into the second tenure, you will be imagining. So that is when anything you think about that is not done will be done.
All right, our time is fast spent. I would like to appreciate you so much for being here, Don Onyenji. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Usually there is no time to talk about the governor's success stories.
So
that's what I said. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show. My name is Nonia Mokoye.
Anambra saying thank you so much for joining us. Tomorrow we'll definitely get to do it again. Bye for now.